Hello and welcome everyone. My name is James Wilson and I am the teacher for MAT0028, your online class. And in this video I am going to show you how to navigate through the course and tell you all the basic information that you'll need to know. The first thing you want to do, if you haven't done so already, is to register for the course. That can be done by going to Google. You can type in MyMathLab, and the first link is usually the one that will work for you. You need to register for the class, so even if you've taken MyMathLab before, you need to register as a student. Of course, to register for the class, you'll need an email address, you need your course ID, and of course you need the access code, which you can get a credit card or you can get the access code from the bookstore at HCC campus. Of course, when you put register now, the main thing you're going to need is the course code, which is going to be Wilson 85173. It's all lowercase and of course the numbers. Wilson 85173. Of course, as soon as you hit enter, you should see the course here to the right, and it should say 16 FAMAT 0028, taught by James Wilson, ending on December 9, so you know that you're in the right course. Once you do that, if you've used MyMathLab before, it's at this point where you would create an account. You would sign in with your username and password. If you've never used it before, you would go to create. Now, where you would actually log into the course, however, once you have signed up and once you are in, you would need to go to sign in. So you should only go to register one time. And if that works out for you, then from then on you would need to sign into the course, and you will make sure you don't forget your password, and of course you're just going to log in the same thing every time. Of course, when you click your class, depending on how many classes you're taking with this, you should click on the 16/FAMAT0028, and once you do that, you're in the course. It's very, very self-explanatory. You can see it says start here, and we basically have 3 units, a test corresponding with each unit, work and assignments within each unit, and then of course you have your final exam. So as an overview, what we have on this page are the dates that all the tests need to be taken. So each test 1, basically you need to have taken that test before, I would like to say on or before, but really if you want to play it safe, you really want to take it before the 31st of October. And then test 2, you want to take that before November 21, and you want to take test 3 before December 5. Now these are general deadlines. It's a big picture, so you can see kind of a big picture for the whole course. Keep in mind that test 1 is done after all of the work in the unit is done. So you would be completing all the work in the unit. You would take the unit review. Then after you take the unit review, that is when you take the test. So being an online course, you're going to have to pace yourself in the manner that you best need to in order to make sure that you are meeting the deadlines that you see here. And I'll talk more about this later. So let me go and let me talk to you about how the grade is calculated. So, excuse me. So tests are going to be 55% of your total grade. That's a little bit more than half. And of course, because there are only 3 tests, you can imagine those tests are pretty important. They weigh heavily on your grade. So you do want to make sure that you are prepared for those. And the best way to prepare for that is to make sure that you understand the homework. The homework is 15% of the grade. Quizzes are 15%. Final exam is 15%. Homework, quizzes, and final exam total to be 45% of your grade. So test, the majority are the test being 55% of the grade. All the homework combined, this is the homework average, so all the homework combined is worth 15%. Quizzes combined is 15%, and of course we only have one final exam, adding up to a total of 100. So how do you take the test? You need to go to the Success Center. The Success Center is, if you go on the campus and go to the library, it'll be right across from the library. You need to go in there, tell them your name, show them your ID, and they will administer the test for you. Please remember the deadlines on the test. So everybody needs, for instance, on test 1, anytime between now and October 31, you should be able to take that. All right, how do we do the homework? You need to follow the lecture schedule. I emailed everyone a lecture schedule, and if you follow that lecture schedule as a guide, you can stay aligned with the homework due dates. So basically, the way we do the work is that on 9-1, for instance, this is the first lesson. So with each of these lessons, you have a video to watch. If you want some more, step two is not necessary, unless you really want the extra help, but it may be, for some of you may need that. And then of course you go straight to the homework. So you want to watch the video. Make sure to go through all of the objectives. So objective A.
During this segment,
and I would, to get the best benefit out of this, I would really take notes like you were in a classroom, like you would do if you were in a classroom. Some of you may find that you can just go straight to the homework, and you may know it already, and so you may try the homework and find that you don't need the video, and of course that's fine. And then once you finish this, you get an unlimited amount of tries per question, so you can do them until you get them right. And if you notice, the due date on this homework is the 31st. If you look on 6.5, let me skip all the way down to 6.5. If you go to the homework here, you notice 6.5 here. You notice the due date for this one is also on the 31st. And the reason for that is all of the homework in Unit 1 is due by the test deadline. Now the lecture schedule, let me skip ahead to the lecture schedule. The lecture schedule shows you how I would have organized this class if it were not online. So it can kind of show you that by the 17th, these problems should be done, and by the 19th, these homework problems should be done, and by the 24th, these problems should be done. And then you can see that we'd be taking the test. So this lecture schedule shows you an overview of the entire class if we were to meet twice a week. And this also kind of helps you to know where you should be on a given date. However, there is no penalty by not doing the homework by these dates, because all of the homework is just basically due by the deadline. So that 31st, where we'd be taking the test, is when 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, all the way through everything that you see here, all the way up to 10.7 is due by the 31st, including the test itself. So it'll be up to you to kind of manage that how you want to manage it so that you can best reach the deadline. So it says test deadlines, so please understand that the homework and quizzes are also due by that time as well. That is stated here, that the final day to turn in the homework is always the day of the next test. And that statement that you see here is what I was explaining. You can answer each question until you get it right. That is suggested. It's best if you want to have the highest grades possible on your homework, that you have high grades here. So you want to have your high grades on the actual homework. Another thing I wanted to tell you was that, and it doesn't look like I have it, another way to get into the homework is to, right here, it'll always show you what you're working on next. And no, that's not where I want to go. Let me do 9-1. Okay, that's not where I want to go either. Okay, so this isn't really showing me what I would like it to show. Unit 1, let me go to a homework problem here and see if it does it this way. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. When you get into this view here, so I got there by hitting this and going to homework. When you get into this view here, it will show you an overview, and I'll try to put something on the left side here that will be easier for you to get to. But it'll show you an overview of all your scores, all of your assignments. You can see everything here. The neat thing about this view though is right now it says homework, but you can go to all assignments and you can see in a nice orderly way the due dates and all the homeworks in order. So that also can help you to do that. It also has the quizzes here, which I want to talk about as well. Total of 14 quizzes. The quizzes are taken online. So basically, as you can see here, the quizzes, they show you when the quizzes are to be taken. So 9-3 and then a quiz. I'm not sure if that shows up in the unit itself. See, it doesn't have that in the unit. You may not know. Well, yes, it does. It does. So when you click 9-3, you can see here that it says to take the quiz. So great. I'm glad it has that. But again, I like, and most of the students who take the course prefer to use the view that I just showed you. So that is, they go into the regular assignment homework, and you can see everything, and then all assignments, and now you can see it all. So you can see when a quiz is coming up. Okay, and of course it says 0 of 2 because you have a total of 2 chances. 120 minutes, you have 2 hours to take the quiz. So once you start, you don't want to, if you stop to take a break, that time is still going. So you do want to make sure you take the quiz in one sitting. Okay, so what do you do if you need help? Well, basically, it is understood that we are on an online course, so it's kind of expected that this is going to be largely self-study. And so that is what the videos are for. And so we're hoping that you will pretty much progress through the videos, watch the videos, and kind of, do the homework that way. I will give you some resources. I know that Khan Academy is good. So that can help you. Of course, it's free to sign in. You can sign in with a Facebook or Google account. In addition, we also have live study sessions, and that's something that I'm going to be hosting. I do it 3 times. So basically, the live study session will be on October 23, 5 o'clock, November 13 at 5 o'clock, and December 4 at 5 o'clock. And, the idea is that I'm doing it right before a test. As you can see, it's usually about a week before the test. So this study session, you can ask questions, on anything that you didn't understand, maybe on a homework problem. And then same thing here. But as you can see here, because the test and the final exam are pretty much back to back, that last study session is going to have to handle both of those. Okay, so that's what the study session is for, and what I'm going to be using is a program called Zoom, and I guess I don't have it here. So let's go here, and basically, again, going from Google, all you need to do is type in zoom.us. It's right there. And the neat thing about this particular program is that you can access it on a mobile app, so you can iPhone, Android, tablet, computer, and laptop. can all access it. You can choose whether you want to share your screen or just come in and just watch. And of course it's free to sign up, so everybody should be able to use it. And it's a little bit more stable than Skype, so I use this. Okay, so just to wrap things up a little bit, as you know, all the work has to be completed by December the 5th. My grades are due shortly after. Actually, as soon as you take the final, I usually I'm going to have my grades in immediately after you take the final. So by the 5th, usually all the grades need to be in. Everything should be done by that date. All the tests, all the homework has to be done by that date. We can't really give any exceptions for that. So you want to make sure that you are progressing nicely and that you're finished with everything by then. Of course, the final exam is December 7th, no later than that could be a mistake. I would go with the 7th date. I believe what's going on is that my grades are supposed to be in by the 9th, but I gave a deadline of 7. I think you should play it on the safe side and go ahead and get that in on the 7th. Obviously, there's no attendance taken for this class. However, it is expected that you should log in every day. And I just want to kind of say something here about that. Generally, this kind of a class, I've been teaching at HCC for a while, this specific class, and we generally would do this class in a semester. And even when we do it in a semester, it can be a lot of work, especially being a math class. Well, this is a fast track class, so generally we would be meeting at this point about 3 hours per session. So that would be 6 hours a week. That's just in class. And then I have found that people are spending twice that much time in homework. So for this class, if you are spending about 4 to 6 hours a day and you're wondering if it's too much, it's not. I think that's average. Most people are spending a lot of time in the homework and in learning the lessons. And I said per day, so not just twice. Because you'd be doing 6 hours easily just sitting in class if this were on a regular class, and then of course you'd have to add the homework, and which would double that. So it could easily be 12 hours of homework plus a 6 in class, right? So that's why I said 4 to 6 hours per day would be, and that's just an average. That means if you're needing help or if you're struggling, it could be longer than that. But I kind of wanted to give you a realistic working time for what to expect for this particular class, so that you don't think that something is wrong because you're spending 3 or 4 hours a day. It's actually less than the time that most people would be spending. What I did with the rest of this document is just show you the lecture schedule here. I have already put the lecture schedule on Canvas, and I've also emailed it to everybody. But I'm putting it on this document again, and again the overall deadline is here. And as you can see, final exam deadline on the 7th. So I probably just need to change that. Okay, that's everything. Again, my email address is, let me put that in here. Okay, so if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me and let me know, and we'll try to help you as soon as possible. For everybody else, I'm glad you could be in the class, glad you're in the program, and try to work as quickly as possible and get in there and get everything done. Let me know if you need any help, and we'll see you later, and welcome to the class again. Thank you.